We're set up on the tripod. Right here, we're jumping onto the Victoria Rail Trail. And this trail, from the best of my understanding, is going to take us all the way up to Lindsay, through Lindsay, and I believe almost to Fenland Falls. But we'll see. I'm just not quite sure if it goes that far or if we go that far on this trail. Good morning, guys. Well, today begins day 3. We're starting off with the first 2 days, a total of, I believe, 63 kilometers, so 31.5 kilometers average per day. And again, yesterday that was just way too much. The 38 kilometers yesterday was way too much in the oppressive heat and the lack of water. There's a river here, and we have just loaded with water. In fact, while I was packing my gear, Andre went down to the riverbank and filtered all our water for both of us, so that's great. So thank you, Andre, for that. So yeah, day 3, we're in the Kawartha Lakes. Almost, but not quite. I think we have maybe in an hour, I'm not sure, something like that. But I think we're going to be leaving the Ganaraska River section and entering into the Kawartha Lakes section on the maps of the Ganaraska Trail. So yeah, just a little update. It's going to be another hot day, but it's also pretty much, from what I understand, just a straight trail. As you can see ahead of me, again, take another look. So as you can see ahead of me, just a straight trail, I believe, pretty much all the way, well, up to Lindsay anyhow, and that's where I'm camping tonight, is Lindsay. So okay, tonight we'll get some city food and that'll be just fine. Okay, so let's get to it. So right now, we're underneath, you can hear the echo, we're underneath Highway 7. Amazing graffiti, amazing artwork, and I just love filming that sometimes. This is from Cake in 2016, a butterfly. Now, how appropriate is a butterfly of a symbol of peace right now when the world is in so much turmoil? I think that's amazing right there. But anyhow, there's Andre. Say good morning, Andre.
Good morning, people.
There you go. The trail goes fine. I think we're somewhere around 10 or 11 kilometers into the trail for this morning. I'm not sure what time it is. Maybe it's 10 a.m. I have no idea. I did have a coffee break back down the trail, and of course I like that. Everything's going fine. This is day 3 in the Ganaraska Trail. So if we're about 10 kilometers, let's say, in for the day, we're somewhere around 73 kilometers in for the hike. Overall, so that's okay for about 10 a.m. day 3. I think we're doing fine. And as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be hitting Lindsay tonight. We'll get some city food, and that's always good. Some bikers and so on using this trail. Right now, we're on the Victoria Rail Trail. As I mentioned earlier this morning, I know this takes us up into Lindsay, and it would probably continue maybe up into Fenland Falls, I'm not sure, but north of Lindsay it takes us. Pretty straight, as I'd mentioned this morning too. Just take a little look at this trail. So mile after mile, hour after hour, this is what you get. It's going to be another one of those hot, stinky days like yesterday, but unlike yesterday, I don't have all those miles to do today. So today's feeling pretty good. Okay, it's beautiful out here, unless, as I always like to say, there's nowhere else I'd rather be right now. You guys enjoy your morning. I'm going to talk to you all later. The town of Lindsay, Ontario, Kawartha Lake section of the Ganaraska Trail. Takes us right over this bridge as we enter into the town of Lindsay itself. And here we are on the Trent Severn waterway on one of the locks that raises and lowers the water level to allow the boats to travel through. So on one side, there's got to be a 20-foot difference in the water level to the next side. The Trent Severn waterway, Lindsay, Ontario. Wow. We're going to go downtown and we're going to get ourselves a little bit of city food. Talk to you soon. So from the lock we was just looking at, we walked over the bridge into basically, I guess, the main street or downtown Lindsay, and picked up a little bit of town food. So I got myself a couple of these Pure Leaf Pure Leaf iced tea, lemon flavor, 2 of those, and I got myself a steak and cheese sub. Absolutely delicious. Sat here in the shade on a rock, lunchtime. You know what? Does it get any better than this? Well, you know what, it would sometimes, but not today. Hey, I'm going to enjoy my lunch. I'll talk to you in a bit. Bye-bye. Welcome to the Ken Reid Conservation Area. Lindsay, Ontario, Sturgeon Lake. There's the map. Awesome. So we actually arrived here probably around 3 o'clock today, after what I'm guessing is something like a maybe a 23-kilometer day. So it hasn't been a particularly hard or heavy day, but after yesterday's activity, oh, I think I'll go this way. After yesterday's activity, we decided to take an easier day today. So we had a real good lunch in the town of Lindsay, and it's the end of day 3. We carried on to the conservation area only because I did know from another through hiker that came through here last year, and that was Tyler. So thank you, Tyler, for telling me about this place. There was a conservation area that had a group campground. That's exactly where we're camping tonight. They have washrooms, well, outhouse washrooms, and they have pump spring water. So it's actually a great location to spend the night. Right now, I'm just walking through the area, through the lanes, through the parkway, through the trails. We're going to head out into the marshland and just take a quick look at the marshland from this bridge. Really kind of cool. Stand by. This is a video of our camp last night. That was at the end of day 3. Of course, pavilion closed due to COVID. We're at the Ken Reid Conservation Area. Hey, pretty cool. Excellent location for an overnight wild camp. Pump water right out of the ground, right out of the well, with a big kind of fire hydrant type pump. Beautiful, crystal clear, cold water, which is absolutely perfect in the heat wave we're experiencing right now. 5:30 a.m. Good morning, welcome to day 4. Rise and shine, you happy through hikers. And hey, off we go. Over the next 2 days, we have a resupply later this morning at about 13, maybe 15 kilometers north of here in Fenland Falls. That will be a resupply. And I believe I go very close to a Sobeys. And so that's going to work just fine because I do need supplies. And from there, we push north, wild camp tonight, wherever that's going to be. The next day, we're heading north again to Moores Falls. From here, where I am right now, to Moores Falls is a total of about 55 kilometers. So about 27.5 kilometers average per day over the next 2 days will put me in Moores Falls. At Moores Falls, I'm told by Tyler, a through hiker that's already done this particular trail last year, tells me there's a small kind of store, country type store there, but there's also an area where you can camp there. So for tomorrow night, that will be just fine. Tonight, just a wild camp, whatever I find. And hey, that's about it. And at that point, we'd be entering the wilderness section, which I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, just wanted to give you a little bit of a good morning update. Let you know what's going on. As I say, day 4. And we're so far a total of 85 kilometers into our through hike of the Ganaraska Trail. Okay. My hiking partner, Andre, he has trouble with the heat sometimes, so he gets up earlier than I do, and he starts to get his miles in a little earlier than I do. So he's up the trail, oh, I don't know, 30 minutes ahead of me maybe. But I'm sure we're gonna track him down as the day progresses. Okay. Let's get to it, you through hikers. Let's get to it. Crossing over the marshland causeway as we head north of out of Lindsay. But check out the sunrise. What an absolutely stunning, beautiful morning it is. My goodness. Now, there's not much of a cloud cover in the sky. Sun's coming up and it's gonna come up and man, it's just gonna mingle my sweat with the ground beneath my feet. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a hot one. But you know what? That's okay. I've always been the kind of person that I like the heat much more than the cold. And living in Canada, we get to experience both of those things. I've mentioned before, in the winter time, we get the polar, arctic, cold kind of weathers and snows and winds. In the summertime, we're blessed with the warm, almost what feels like Caribbean breezes, tropical air masses and hot days, high humidity, humidexes of 100+ degrees Fahrenheit. But today, I think in Celsius, it's going to be around somewhere around, I think Andre actually checked the weather last night. I think he said 32 or 33 degrees Celsius today. So that's pushing 90, I guess, Fahrenheit, and high humidity. Now, up to now, it's the beginning of day 4, as I've mentioned, but up to now, I haven't been recording a lot of information. And that has been because I've been a little concerned with the amount of battery power I'm going to be able to maintain on this hike, because we go through a lot of areas, especially once we get further north, where there's just nowhere to recharge battery packs, unless of course I stay in a motel somewhere. All the campgrounds are actually closed due to the COVID-19 virus. And a campground owner told us we can actually open the campground to self-contained units, but we're not allowed to open the washrooms. And we have to provide washrooms if we're open to unself-contained units, like backpackers, tenters, and this kind of thing. So therefore, all the campgrounds are closed. So that's not an option for charging battery packs. But I do have a supply box once I reach the far end of the Queensland to wilderness area, and that would be in the town of Aurelia. I have a supply box there that's going to have another a 10,000 milliamp battery pack fully charged waiting for me in that box. Right now with me here I have a 24,000 milliamp battery pack that I has as of yet have not used to charge either my phone for the navigation or my batteries for my GoPro, but tonight I will have to start doing that. I have 4 batteries for the GoPro, and when I start charging all 4 off that battery pack, it starts to suck power out of there very quickly. So I am going to try to record more over the next few days, but I have been trying to manage my battery power so I do have sufficient for the wilderness section, because that promises to be really interesting and spectacular, also a navigational challenge. So I'm really looking forward to that section, and I want to document as much of that as I can. I just wanted to give you that like 2-minute spiel of babble this morning. My gear, you know what? Footwear. Sometimes on my through hikes I talk about gear. I haven't done a lot of that on this particular one so far. Again, due to keeping my video time kind of shortened a little bit, again for the battery power. But we've mentioned my tent, which is this brand new 2-man dome tent from Mountain Gear Warehouse, which so far I'm loving. A little awkward to set up, not the easiest, but for the price point I'm still loving it, and lots of space. But let's talk about my footwear. My footwear today, well, for this through hike, is my Ultra Lone Peak 4.5s, matched with a pair of Icebreaker medium cushion sole socks and my Dirty Girl gaiters. And you know what? That ensemble of foot gear right there is proving to be amazing. Not a foot pain, not a foot rub, not a blister of any kind. And again, 85 kilometers into the trail so far. So hey, just wanted to give you that update on my footwear. Highly recommend my Ultra Lone Peaks. So yeah, there we go. Now you have it. Now you know the rest of the story. Okay, let's lay down some miles here, guys. Let's lay down some miles.
I gotta let the straps out on my bag.
So right behind me, Sobeys of Fenland Falls, right off the trail, a short walk, maybe 5 minutes off the trail. You come to the Sobeys, an absolutely great location to resupply. And coming down the street to Sobeys, you go right past the Tim Hortons, which of course is always good for a coffee stop. So yeah, great resupply point right here in Fenland Falls. Sobeys, perfect. Just spent $53 on a chicken Caesar wrap, some potato chips, and a complete resupply. Awesome. Hot, sweaty day. Heavy pack, resupply. Heading north from Fenland Falls. In need of a sit down and a drink of water. And would you take a look at this place? Absolutely the perfect place to sit and have that drink of water. Absolutely amazing. And here's the PCT crown holder from 2019, Andre, doing fine. He's kind of dragging it a little bit. I think he's getting old. No, just kidding. Hey, what do you think? Isn't this not a beautiful place to sit? Still on the Victoria Rail Trail, I'm going to say just a few kilometers, 3 or 4 kilometers from our resupply in where the hell were we? Fenland Falls, in Fenland Falls. But you know what, it's just gorgeous here. I would actually go in swimming here, no problem, but then I've got to hike yet another 10 miles today, so I'm hoping at a rest area that we find tonight, there's place marked on the map. That's a beautiful looking river with a bridge. I'm hoping that's going to be a perfect camp spot, and I'm hoping that's going to be a perfect place to go swimming. But this is going to do for now, just to sit and relax. The Ganaraska Trail heading south. Right behind me, the direction I'm going, is the Ganaraska Trail heading north. And right to my left, at about the 45, give or take, kilometer marker of section 2, the Kawartha Lake section, is a country general store. It's a trailer park, but you know what? For $3.50, they just gave me a massive bowl of ice cream. Great place, great service. Make sure you stop by. Great place to take a break. So we are now crossing the Burnt River north of Fenland Falls. Now from this point on, for the next wee while, and not too far, but the next several kilometers, there is no water sources. So we did decide to filter water from the river below. I do believe that this is part of the Trent-Severn waterway. Absolutely beautiful location. And just take a look at this historic piece of history, this bridge right here. One little thing I'm going to mention, if you're hiking up through here, you may get run over by some kind of ATV type vehicle, because it's like downtown Toronto with ATVs. It's a very popular ATV kind of four-wheeling trail. But having said that, you know what, they do slow down and they do give you safe passage. Yeah, absolutely beautiful day. So a good solid day today of hiking, 29 kilometers on trail. At the end of day 4, we're 114 kilometers total now into the Ganaraska Trail. 2 tents set up for the night. There's Andre. Hi, Andre.
How you doing, folks?
And there's my tent for the night. You'll notice Andre has no fly sheet on his tent, and neither do I. It's still hot, kind of humid, sticky weather. But this is my camp for the night. Just finished dinner. I'm going to have a coffee, so I've got a little bit of a mess going on, but I am going to clean that up. Hey, the trail goes great. The hikes go great. Tomorrow we're heading north, hopefully finishing day 5 in Moores Falls. Water might be a little bit scarce first thing, so we're hoping to get going early while it's cool. And hopefully we're going to find some decent water source tomorrow morning, reasonably early. Apart from that, everything is great. As you know, we resupplied today in Fenland Falls. Great resupply location, as I mentioned earlier, right off the trail, very close to the trail. There's a Sobeys, perfect location. There's a Tim's there, you can get a coffee. Hey, Jasper here. I will talk to you guys tomorrow morning. You all have a good night. Good night. Bye-bye.